Welcome to Arlington Public News. I'm Brenda Mahoney.
And I'm Paul Werlin. Thanks for joining us. In this edition of APN, Arlington leaders respond to the crumbling Alewife Station.
I had asked the manager to query with the MBTA, and they sent us a copy of that November report. And we had looked at it and we said, what the heck are we going to do with this?
Arlington High School rebuild receives positive feedback from the state.
And experience the history of Arlington from the comfort of your own home.
If you're just kind of wanting to look at interesting things and don't really know what you're looking for, random images is one fun way to do that.
We'll explain that and more up next. Stay with us. Arlington officials are coming out in force against the MBTA's handling of the Alewife parking garage. The garage just over the Arlington line in Cambridge was deemed in imminent danger by an engineering group hired by the T back in the fall. The report was not made public and, according to Senator Cindy Friedman, was not shared with an oversight committee of the T. The T only secured a contract to improve the situation after concrete veneer fell on top of a parked car in early August. Arlington Select Board is asking for the T to share their plans. The town got a hold of the engineering report in July after Select Board Chair Dan Dunn noticed more support braces going up at the garage. They planned on collaborating with area towns to lobby the T to share its improvement plans. State Representative Sean Garberly and State Senator Cindy Friedman reported to the board that they were at a fiscal oversight board meeting and demanded that they and the T keep the town informed.
My sense is, and I think we all agree, that they take each emergency as it comes. So it's really, really important to keep the pressure on them. We had written a letter actually in early July to them, and I think I gave it to you. We sent a copy to you all that basically said, what are you doing? And don't increase the fees, fix the parking garage.
I'm a daily Alewife user. Sometimes I bike there and sometimes I drive there. And it wasn't like, when you see the piles of gravel in the corner, you know that there's problems. And so I had asked the manager to query with the MBTA, and they sent us a copy of that November report. And we had looked at it and we said, what the heck are we going to do with this? And so at our goal-setting meeting, we talked about it. Then I think the sky fell, and then it got some light shined on it. And so I think the things that I'm hoping to use this event for is exactly what you just said, which is I think the thing that I really liked hearing was talking about the plan in November of how we're going to fix this, because that's the thing that's been missing from this as far as, from my limited perspective, that's the thing that's been missing on this.
We did also say that when you talked to them that we expected a better partnership, and that if they were going to ask the cities and towns around to take the burden of parking, that they needed to either find a way to compensate the cities and towns, or at least work with them in a partnership to figure out whether that was going to work or not, and how they could help the towns make that work.
The Select Board agreed to keep the Alewife Station status on their radar and also watch for any additional parking in East Arlington as a result of any overnight or weekend closures of the garage.
Well, they don't go hand in hand, but beer and bikes are both getting a boost from the town. Both had successful separate runs this summer. The Select Board is allowing Aeronaut Beer Company to extend its beer garden at Whittemore Park into September. And Lime Bike Rental got the go-ahead to double its rental bicycles in town. 150 lime-colored dockless bicycles descended on the town earlier this summer in a one-year pilot program with the town. Some 2,000 rides were reported by Lime Bike in the first month. The additional bikes were already planned for, but with a different company. Spin backed out of the deal with Arlington and other towns after changing its business model to shared scooters. Town officials say the additional bikes will help people access them from less populated areas of the town. When the Select Board discussed the beer garden, it was noted that a few weekends had been rained out, but demand was strong, and some of the 1,500 people who attended Whittemore Park each weekend also did some shopping. An online survey conducted by the Department of Planning and Community Development showed patrons spending nearly $11,000 on food, drinks, shopping, and parking outside of the garden in just 3 weekends. Board members discussed the possibility of allowing children into the space, citing its use as a public park. something Aeronaut does not allow due to underage drinking concerns.
This is, a music family event. Beer is sold. You don't have to buy beer to come in. You shouldn't have to have an ID to enter the public space. That's my feeling.
I'd be hesitant to dictate to Aeronaut how to run their beer garden, especially where their safety concerns are more stringent than what we're asking for. I think this is something that we can look at in the off season, so to speak, towards next year to make it a little more friendly for that age level.
Select Board members also discussed raising the nominal fee paid by Aeronaut Brewing Company, promising to take it up again for next summer.
Plans for revamping Arlington High School went before the state and received positive feedback. According to Arlington High School Building Committee Chair Jeff Thielman, representatives of the Massachusetts School Building Authority liked the direction of the plan to rebuild the high school. Building committee members and architects presented the plan to tear down and build an all-new high school in early August. The final preferred design was chosen by the AHS Building Committee in July after soliciting feedback on a total of 4 different options, 2 all-new construction and 2 renovation addition designs. The rebuild option is estimated to cost $308 million, the second least expensive of the options. Arlington's share of the construction cost is estimated at $211 million after expected state reimbursement. According to the Building Committee, that would cause the average property tax bill to go up about $800 a year. The new building would sit partially on the school's front lawn. It moves the auditorium to the front left of Massachusetts Avenue and brings the library to the middle to connect a total of 4 wings and house up to 1,700 students. Now, the full Massachusetts School Building Authority will vote on whether to approve the district to move forward into the schematic design phase at its meeting August 29th.
Arlington High School has settled on a new athletic director. Stanley Vieira will manage all 30 Spy Ponder teams as of this fall, replacing former director Melissa Dugalecki. Mr. Vieira was selected through an interview committee comprised of parents, teachers, students, and administrators. The committee narrowed their search down to 3 candidates. A heavily attended public forum then evaluated the 3 candidates until Mr. Vieira was chosen. Arlington High School principal Matthew Janger noted that all of the candidates were strong, and Mr. Vieira emerged as the best choice. Vieira has supervised collegiate athletics of up to 17 varsity programs in schools of up to 2,300 students. Currently, he is working at Providence College as the Director of Citizenship and Off-Campus Life. Vieira will be transitioning to his new position by the end of August and will appear at Arlington High School's All-Athletic Night on September 5th. APN and ACMi Sports are working to introduce you to the new athletic director in the coming month.
The Gibbs School is one of many schools set to open its doors September 4th, but it will be like no other before it. The former East Junior High School and subsequent private community space has been turned into a modern-day school for Arlington 6th graders. Close to 500 students will walk through a revamped entrance, attend a renovated theater space, and use breakout spaces for small group learning. Here's a look with Principal Kristen DeFrancesco reflecting on how the new space helped them carve out some new learning initiatives.
I think that more than anything, we're ready. It's the anticipation of the project getting ready to, be born, and now kids want to come. Teachers, I had PD today, and 50 teachers showed up on a summer day. That's how excited they are to get into the space.
How are you? Good. How are you? Thank you.
We do have a big screen here with a projector. We've got some small-scale theater lighting. We'll have choral risers for performances. So we really wanted it to be more of a flexible, multi-use space than just a theater with a stage.
This was left open on purpose so that the kids can see, how the school runs. It's allowed us to focus on sixth grade where they are developmentally, and that is huge. This is a transition for kids that is important as a launch to the next phase in their educational career. So we now have an opportunity to create a space and curriculum that will support that without two other grade levels that really are vastly developmentally different. 7th and 8th grade are different. So giving us this building and the space and the opportunity to tailor our work toward that 6th grade developmental place is what's going to make my role a little bit different.
See who could shout the fastest. And the furniture obviously has not arrived yet, but we'll have bookshelves lining all around the perimeter, and then different seating configurations. So there's going to be some soft seating clusters, some tables for students to work together.
The building is going to allow us to do what we know we need to do. So the building lends to us doing things in smaller spaces. There's lots of rooms that we're able to utilize. There's the media center. We can utilize the black box theater. So really the space is supporting our curriculum, which is what you want. You don't want to have to feel like you're fitting it into the space, but rather the space is supporting what you're doing.
Yeah, these ones are for the art room, and then there was a wood shop for a machine shop, and another classroom. Science labs are on the second and third.
The breakout spaces in the hallway, are really going to illustrate to students that we learn everywhere. Hallways don't need to be spaces that are overwhelming. Yes, we're using them to traverse from place to place, but we can also sit out in the middle of the hallway breakout space and have a lesson about, whatever content area we're working on. I'm really pleased with how the space turned out. It was fun to watch all the different stakeholders put kids first, from the contractor to the architect to, the educators that collaborated on the work. Kids were put first. There's places to learn all over this building. So I'm really proud of what we did, and the teachers are going to be over the moon when they see it.
Well, Brenda, Gibbs School, that's been a lot of things, but it's great to see that they had a building they could renovate, and boy, they did it in record time.
That's right, and also the piece that we just did, we updated it with some before pictures, because we had a tour out there online earlier, and now it has the before pictures so you can really see the difference. We'll take a look at century-old Arlington without leaving your home.
And check out what's happening around town this September, that and more when we come back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school.
It's been so amazing to be able to give our child the life that we kind of pictured us having, even though we didn't really have that.
I've been in foster care my whole life.
He's so strong to just be able to leave that all behind and still be able to take care of his daughter and be a good husband.
Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone.
We've been through so much in our life, and he never used that as an excuse, but as motivation to do better.
I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
After 80 years of fun, the Arlington Boys and Girls Club is showing no signs of old age. The numerous summer programs continue to be the home of lifelong friendships and childhood memories. APN's Sam Bockerman has a look at the children who this summer are enjoying some of the same activities they did years ago.
The Boys and Girls Club's a family. There's 6,000 kids, but even with so many children and families, everyone knows everyone's name. 75% of the staff are just like me. They came here growing up, coming to the club. The staff that I supervise, I taught some of them how to swim. My bosses here They taught me how to swim. They were my camp counselors here. So it's everyone knows everyone. Everyone takes care of each other. When a kid needs help with their homework, they come to the club. When a kid needs a dress for the prom, they come to the club because they know if they need something, we'll be here.
Over the years, a lot of the rooms have changed. We added a teen room onto the back of the building. We did a large renovation in 2011 to our locker rooms and also added a learning center. So the main structure of the building has changed slightly. Programming has also changed over the years. We do more homework help, more STEM programming now, than we've ever done. But our main things are doing what we need to do to help the kids and the families of the community, and that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it'll always be.
Well, I came here when I started coming in when I was 5, and I started coming in the summer for summer camp. And what really keeps me coming back is the kids, and the fact that I have a chance to change someone's life, potentially, or just have an effect on someone's life that the counselors had on me.
My brother came. I had to come because my mom was at work, and my brother had to go to swimming lessons, so I had to come. So when I got older, I used to come here and come here and come here.
Having the pond is huge. I mean, I don't know any of the Boys and Girls Club that can have a boating program right kind of on campus, right on, it's just great, and the kids love it. We have, I think, 200 kids in our boating program that do the open boating in the afternoon, and along with our structured boating program in the morning. It's just it's a special place. You look outside and you're overlooking a pond, and it's just beautiful scenery.
No, I'm not old enough for boating. You have to be 8 for boating, and I'm almost 8, and me and my friend will be doing it together.
It's definitely, it's worth it when a kid comes in and is not happy, and you can put a smile on his face.
So we're a lot more than just a place to play basketball and to go swimming. We're here to help the community and the families that need us the most.
Did you know the Arlington Historical Society sits inside the Smith Museum, just behind the Jason Russell House? The director admits not many people do, as the historic house where the bloodiest battle on Patriots' Day took place tends to get more attention. But the museum has thousands of historical collections, and now you don't need to visit the museum to take a look. Museum Director Sarah Lindberg shows us a new way.
So we are actually going through a big process of digitizing our collections for online access. Collections care is something that we have always been doing at the Historical Society, but we're trying to improve access to the public. One of our limitations as a historical society is that we don't have an open access collection. A lot of people think that they might be able to go to the Historical Society. We get people who visit all the time and say, oh, I just wanted to come and look at some old photos. And we actually just don't really have, we try as best we can to accommodate people, but we don't have the ability to provide that kind of access. When there's a hot topic, all of a sudden people will be flooding our website looking for things on that hot topic. The high school might be something that would be a search term now. And that also helps us to know what people are interested in, because people might be interested in things that we didn't realize. And we might be able to do an exhibit or a program on something that is capturing people's kind of curiosity. So to access the collection, you actually can access it from our website. You go to arlingtonhistorical.org. And it's under the Learn and Collections. And there's a couple of ways that you can look up items. If you're just kind of wanting to look at interesting things and don't really know what you're looking for, random images is one fun way to do that. You just click on random images, and it'll kind of open up a little sheet like this, and you can click View More, or you can also just push random images again. It'll keep bringing up more and more. Photo of a painting, View Catalog Record. And so we actually have the painting here. And then, so this is actually Susanna Wynn, and it was painted by Susanna Adams Wynn. And then here's a person record for Susanna Wynn. It's got a photo of her, some biographical information, and then all of those objects that we have related to Susanna Wynn. Documents, correspondences, letters, clippings. We have quite a bit related to her, so multiple pages of information. Another thing that you can do is you can do an advanced search, and you can search based on all these different parameters, subjects, creators, people, places, search terms. So if we wanted to, again, maybe if we wanted to search for another Wynn family, maybe we were looking for Nina Wynn. If I'm looking specifically for a person, I want to uncheck all of these things and just have a people record. And so here are all the Wynns that we have, and here is Nina Wynn. So the keyword search, if you're very specific, the keyword search works pretty well. If you had something a little bit more vague, so one great example is if you were looking for a person whose last name was Wood and you typed in a keyword search of wood, you would come up with anything that was made out of wood, any person named Wood. So that would be a little bit too general. So that's where you would want to maybe go into the advanced search and choose people with the name Wood and go that way. So I think the history helps to contribute to the kind of cultural vitality of a community. A lot of people, especially people who are new to the area, love to learn about the history to kind of help them know a little bit more about their new home. It ignites kind of curiosity in people. People like to know what something looked like. They love street scenes, and especially comparing and contrasting those things to other days. People like the Nina Wynn diaries, which is another thing that we've done, that they like to compare 100 years ago to today and what life was like then. So yeah, we just kind of help to make life a little bit more rich for people who are learning more about their community. I just hope that this provides a service for the public that we weren't able to before, that people use it, that they go and they search and they find what they're looking for, and that it builds interest in history and local history.
The North American leg of an international torch relay for world peace ran through Arlington on Sunday, August 12th, after traversing more than 11,000 miles through the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. The Olympic-style torch is passed hand-to-hand relay style, with some runners forming the core team for the entire 4 months, culminating in New York. The runners were treated to brunch at Kickstand Cafe in Arlington and reciprocated with a certificate of appreciation for owner Emily Shea, known for her generous support, nonprofits, and community events. The runners ended by serenading Emily with a peace run song composed by Sri Chinmoy, founder of the run, who led peace meditations at the United Nations for more than 40 years.
Well, there are some important things on the calendar coming up around town. The state primary election will be held on Tuesday, September 4th. Races of special interest to Arlington include the state representative contest between incumbent Sean Garbely and challenger Lori Lennon, as well as the Middlesex District Attorney race, pitting incumbent Marian Ryan against challenger Donna Padalano.
Arlington will have its annual Town Day on September 15th from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. As in past years, the day will include town-wide participation through street vendors, booths, and food. Unlike the past, however, there will not be a Town Night event on Spy Pond Field due to budget restrictions set by the town.
The Arlington Select Board is introducing new Town Honor Awards to recognize citizens who have made outstanding contributions to the town of Arlington. In the past, Arlington has honored dedicated individuals through the Robbins Award, the Cyrus Dallin Award, and the Samuel Wilson Award. These awards recognize the merit of exceptional service in areas from education to culture to local government. Additionally, the town is recognizing an Arlington employee for outstanding public service with the Joseph P. Greeley Award. The deadline to submit nominations is September 28th. The awards will be presented on November 29th at the Robbins Memorial Auditorium. For more information and to learn how to nominate your peers, visit arlingtonma.gov/selectmen or contact Jack Hurd at jdhurd27@gmail.com.
Thank you for joining Arlington Public News as we explore events and issues affecting Arlington. Check out extended interviews and our latest segments on the web at acmi.tv/news.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Arlington Public. I'm Brenda Mahoney.
And I'm Paul Werlin. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.